Under the lights, finally, after some rain and thunderstorms, we are ready for showtime and ready to kick off this USL Championship campaign as Birmingham Legion gets set to host Tampa Bay Rowdies. Here at Protective Stadium, had to wait out some storms, but finally looks like we're about ready to play some soccer. Morgan Copes, I'm Blake Gardner. Morgan, going into this new campaign, there's a lot of fresh faces on both these two clubs.
Certainly, both these coaches have rebuilt their rosters in the offseason. Both of these coaches, I think, have done a fantastic job of doing such. I'm really excited to see both of them get on the field and see how they're able to put it together.
Not only are there new faces on both these two teams, there's also some new clubs in this Eastern Conference. Tampa Bay and Birmingham both trying to get back to the Eastern Conference playoffs, but they'll have to get through a couple of new clubs to do so.
Yes, you've got Brooklyn FC and Sporting Jacks who are joining the Eastern Conference this year, but you've got perennial powerhouses like Louisville, but then there's Rhode Island. They're the new boys. They've been in the Eastern Conference Finals both years that they've been in existence. We'll see what they're able to do this year.
Well, for this Tampa Bay Rowdies team, Dom Casciato took over midway through last year. He really overhauled this roster this offseason, though.
He really did, and Doc Myers, MD Myers coming in is a huge addition. He was so good in Charleston last year, but he's unavailable tonight. But you do have Cicerone and Waite, who are both joining. I'll be excited to see what they're able to do for their team today.
Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion, they brought in some new pieces as well to augment their roster, but they've also got a new man in charge on the touchline.
Yes, Jay Heaps has built a great roster in the offseason. I think one of the best rosters that Legion FC have put together so far. They're going to be rapid, fast. Bringing in Romario Williams, keeping guys like Shashua, Pasher. I think this team could be very good.
Well, we'll see how these two sides gel, getting their first real action of 2026 here tonight. Had to wait around just a little bit to let the storms clear, but kickoff between Birmingham and Tampa Bay is right around the corner. The first 45 minutes right after this.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers, for the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists, for long distance love, for the farsighted, nearsighted, for introverts and extroverts, for the thinkers and the doers, for old friends. Coca-Cola, for everyone.
Welcome back to our coverage of the USL Championship's opening weekend here in 2026. Almost time for kickoff after a bit of a delay, but first, Morgan, let's get a look at each side starting 11s tonight. Let's start first with the Tampa Bay Rowdies. As you said, no MD Myers available tonight, but there are still quite a bit of fun attacking pieces available for Tampa Bay this evening.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see how Cicerone is going to gel into this team. Coach Cicerone Coach Casciato talked about how dominant they were in their preseason matches, and Cicerone was a big part of that. So it'll be interesting to see how he's able to pull strings tonight.
Also, rebuilt back line with Brian Schaefer, Nathan Dos Santos, and of course the goalkeeper you've already talked about, Jamali Waite, for the visitors. Meanwhile, for the home side, Birmingham Legion FC, some fresh jerseys, a new coach, plenty of new players as well into this 11. That includes Romario Williams, who gets the start up top with no Ronaldo Damas available for the home side.
Yeah, that'll be a blow to Legion FC and Jay Heaps on his debut, but there's plenty of attacking talent with Trey Garth and Pasher. We all know Williams. Those three have all played in the USL. Diarbian is going to come in and provide a different dynamic going forward as well. They should be a very exciting team this year.
There's a look at this Birmingham Legion club. Just released their home jersey for the year yesterday. All roads lead home. All black head to toe for Birmingham Legion FC to open up 2026. Fans have started to make their way back into the building. It has been thunderstorms aplenty over the last hour and a half or so. And it is still a pretty consistent rain right now that we don't expect to stop anytime soon. The good news is the lightning has left the area, hence why we are able to get this match started. At least we will get it started here in the next few minutes or so. But it is going to be nothing but rain by and large tonight. Not only tonight, going into tomorrow as well. Again, the only hope is just the lightning stays away and we can play 90 minutes of soccer uninterrupted once we get things going tonight. And Morgan, as if both these two clubs needed an added variable tonight, they've had to wait around for an extra 91 minutes now to get this thing going.
Yeah, it's always fun to get into your first match of the season, but having that little bit of extra delay will just get the nerves kind of going up. The guys who've been here a while are used to it, but the rookies, the guys who haven't been with the team or with the organization or in the league, you're coming out, you're hoping to make a great first impression, and so those moments seem like years sometimes.
There's Jay Heaps making his debut as the manager of Birmingham Legion FC. The 49-year-old is the only CEO and club president Birmingham Legion have ever known. But this is his first game as manager since September of 2017. Heaps, a longtime manager for his MLS club, New England Revolution, from 2011 to 2017. Came down here to Birmingham to serve as an executive. Only last year did he get back involved on the touchline. He assisted interim head coach Eric Avila during Birmingham's coaching transition a year ago. And in his press conference to open the year, said, you know what, when Mark Briggs left, I thought back to that time when he got back on the touchline and said, this might be where I serve the club best in this role. Mark Briggs, of course, taking over Birmingham midway through last year, left in January to take a job at FC Dallas. Birmingham Legion, rather than going through another coaching search again, decided Jay Heaps would take over downstairs. He matches up on the other touchline with that guy in the black hoodie, Dominic Castellado, second-year manager, his first full season here at the helm of Tampa Bay. He was hired early July last year after 2.5 seasons with Union Omaha, and what a job he did in USL League One. Omaha won back-to-back Players' Shields in the regular season, plus won a USL Cup final. Castellado made the move to the USL Championship last summer. As Morgan, you talked about in the open, his thumbprints all over this rebuilt Tampa Bay roster.
Yes, and he went 6-5-5, 6 wins, 5 draws, 5 losses with Tampa last year as they missed the playoffs. That's not where this organization expects to be, wants to be, should be. They've got the talent, they've got the history, and the tradition of being in the playoffs and being a powerhouse in the playoffs. And Legion FC, up until 2 years ago, had never missed the playoffs. And so they've missed the last 2 seasons. They haven't made it. So both of these organizations are very used to being near the top and fighting for championships and at least playing in the playoffs. And they did not get to do that last year. So they'll be wanting to change that.
The race to the playoffs and a spot in the postseason can start from the very beginning of this 2026 campaign. Two sides that have seen quite a bit of each other since Birmingham entered the league back in 2019, now meeting for the 16th time overall. And we are just about ready to go tonight after a bit of a delay. Tampa Bay Rowdies in white, Birmingham Legion head to toe in black. Our referee tonight is the Utah native Brad Jensen. And his whistle gets things started, and right away play currently paused. We'll continue to monitor the situation on the field and expect play to resume shortly. So after a bit of a delay, we are ready to play Tampa Bay in white, Birmingham Legion in black. Glad to have you with us for the season opener. Both these two Eastern Conference clubs tonight. And right away, early shouts and a foul is going to go Birmingham Legion's direction. Didn't take long. One of the new Legionnaires, Bryce Washington, to get spilled into the ad boards.
Yeah, Bryce Washington, one of those new additions that Jay Heaps brought in the offseason from North Carolina. Plenty of USL Championship experience. He's alongside A.J. Patterson, also with plenty of USL Championship experience.
Speaking of experience, guys, no Fonwo Kavita tonight for Birmingham Legion. Longtime Legionnaire is healthy, but he is out tonight serving a red card suspension. He was shown red Birmingham's last regular season contest a year ago against Charleston Battery. So the Legion will have Kavita back for their midweek contest coming up on Wednesday as the matches begin fast and furious for the home side. Meanwhile, it's a rebuild back line as well for Tampa Bay. We talked about Brian Schaefer, Nathan Dos Santos, the two center backs tonight, and Birmingham a chance to get at them straight away. Here's Tyler Pasher, leaves it out wide. An opening shot is parried by Waite. Trey Garthen the rebound, skitters wide. Dos Santos couldn't keep it in play. It's out for an early corner, but what an opportunity for the Legion to strike in short order.
Certainly, and they did a great job of the press there. They were able to win the ball in a great position. Tyler Pasher lays off a great pass here for Diarbin, who strikes it at a great height for Waite to go and make his first save. He will love to see that. As a goalkeeper, you want to make your first big save, but a corner here for Legion FC.
Sebastian Tregarthen, the second-year pro, to provide the service here to the back post and over the top of everybody. Those set pieces are going to be something to monitor for Jay Heaps' club. I think it was Timothy Bell, the beat writer, that said, you know, one thing about this new roster that Birmingham have constructed, there's not a ton of size on it, not a ton of natural set piece targets.
No, and so you'll want to make sure you take advantage. You're going to have to get creative with the set pieces that you have, and so right there you saw one of two things happen. Since we're not in training, we don't know exactly what they were planning to do. But Tregarthen either overhit that service or somebody got caught up in the mix and didn't get around to the spot where it was supposed to be because that ball dropped with no one around it.
Tampa Bay play it short, build out of the back here. Over the top, A.J. Patterson gets his first touch of the night. And Patterson needs to hurry. Instead, it's Jassim Colliet coming off his line. New goalkeeper for Birmingham Legion. And for Birmingham fans, it's going to be weird not seeing Matt Van Oekel in between the sticks. For a long time, the only goalkeeper one that Birmingham fans had ever known. But Colliet, the new goalkeeper one here in town. And right away, deft at his feet to play around the pressure.
It's very good composure from the goalkeeper. You know, as you come into a new league, he's been great. Golden Glove winner, Canadian Premier League. He comes in, has clearly proven himself to be a good goalkeeper. You want to make sure you have a good first showing in your new league with your new team.
Tyler Pasher out wide. Here is Diarbin for a second time. Had that early shot that Jamali Waite had to save, and that's what Tampa Bay fans are going to hope to see a lot of from their new goalkeeper. Ball over the top. Troy Garthen was offside. As Waite collects. Waite's known around the USL Championship as a pure shot stopper. Now in his 5th USL Championship season. Of course, a guy who at times has been goalkeeper one for the Jamaican national team as well. Trying to regain his footing and his form after spending last season with El Paso. The channel it goes. Dion Acuff. Acuff showing off that pace. Diarbin trying to track him down but couldn't. Acuff got the serve away to the back post. Headed back to the top of the box. Laid off one more time. An opportunity perhaps. Finally cleared away from danger, if only for a moment. Schneider looked like he could have run onto it. Still an opportunity perhaps. Hilton trying to rescue it out of the fray. Clearance unconvincing. A left-footed shot goes wide. Plenty of pace behind that one from Charlie Ostrom, but in the end, it all goes wanting for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, there were a couple of chances for Tampa Bay to pull the trigger, and they just didn't. They made an extra pass. See, the ball gets headed back. This is where he should have hit it. I thought that Schneider was going to come on, and he was just going to smash that ball through the crowd, and he chose to make another pass. And, you know, they had a couple opportunities, but I really felt like that would have been the one. You had it knotted down from your teammate. Catch it on the half volley. Just put your foot through it.
Schneider expected to be a big piece of this Tampa Bay midfield, a guy that Coach Casciato very familiar with from his time in Union Omaha. It was headed down so perfectly by Pedro Dolabella in the end. Tampa Bay couldn't quite find the back of the net, each side with an early challenge to each other's back line. Schaefer plays the big ball, the big switch gets to its intended targets. Six and a half minutes gone. Welcome to Protective Stadium here in Birmingham, Alabama. Some fans have made their way back in. Plenty more still underneath the concourse trying to stay dry. Again, 94-minute delay or so tonight. Rain and thunderstorms careening through central Alabama. And even though it is steadily raining and likely going to continue like that the rest of the night, these two teams getting their 2026 seasons underway. Kickoff out wide again. Trying to clear the corner. Colliet had to be safe with it. Ushered it over the end line and out for the first Tampa Bay corner of the night.
Yeah, that was a dangerous ball coming through. With this rain, that ball will skip on this turf and act like it's on grass for the most part. Kickoff doesn't get his foot around as much as he would have liked, but it was headed straight for the corner of Colliet's goal.
Kickoff, another guy with Omaha ties, spent the last 4 seasons in Nebraska. Key piece of their setup there. Schneider, an outswinging serve. It's headed away by Romario Williams, it looked like. Asher trying to hold it up. Unable to turn with possession, went into that challenge hard, but before that he was fouled. Referee brings play back and gives Birmingham Legion a free kick.
Yeah, Legion FC did something really interesting there too. You wouldn't have seen it on screen, but they left both Pasher and Diarbin up front. So that forced Tampa to leave 3 at the back. A lot of times teams will bring all of their players back. You mentioned earlier about Legion FC not being the tallest of teams. And so they're going to try and hit teams on the counter off of corners.
Patterson's long ball over the top. Came right back to his feet. Trey Garthen went into that challenge in one possession for Tyler Pasher and company. Pasher's pass, a bit behind Diarbin, still able to recover it. Now Birmingham can play with the ball at their feet just a little bit. Sam Shashua working in midfield tonight. Seth Antwi. Way back to A.J. Patterson here, the USL Championship veteran. Bringing things back under control here for the Legion. 9 minutes gone by. Each side with an early opportunity as Dawson McCartney makes a run forward. Kickoff cuts that out, but only as far as a black shirt. Diarbin charging down the left side once again. Lost his footing. Who was the last to touch it? It was him. It's out for a goal kick, and Morgan gives us a chance to look at our keys to the match tonight. Let's start first with Tampa Bay Rowdies. How do they get their 2026 off to a good start on the road?
Yeah, Coach Casciato talked about how he felt they were dominant in preseason. That was the only one-word answer he gave to how do you think preseason's going. He said dominant. So continue to build on that. And then he said we need to be more clinical in front of goal. They gave up a chance earlier, didn't get a shot on target. But Legion FC, you have to defend your home. You didn't do a great job of doing it last year, so you need to make sure you come out and make a statement. And then when it gets tough tonight, you have to stick together. Stick together as a team and make this your fortress.
Tampa Bay again trying to build possession, taken away. Bryce Washington ushers it back. Jasim Colliet. By the way, Birmingham did make one change to their starting 11. We thought it was going to be Amir Daly on the right side. Instead, so we get a whistle and a foul. Free kick for Tampa Bay. Instead, Leo Duru, a man just announced on loan from Blackburn Rovers, is the right back tonight for Birmingham Legion. Birmingham just announcing 2 loans within the last 24 hours. Serge Goma on loan from New York Red Bulls. Leo Duru on loan from Blackburn Rovers after he spent late last year on loan to San Diego FC. So Duru and Dawson McCartney, the fullbacks tonight for the Legion. And again, as Morgan said, plenty of pace within this Legion group, top to bottom on this roster. Speaking of pace, here's Pasher trying to play through Trey Garthen. Couldn't quite get it to him.
That's the right idea, though. immediately, once Legion FC have won possession, their first pass is almost immediately to go forward. And they are playing high press. They're getting after Tampa Bay. They're forcing them into unforced errors with the ball and mistakes and creating their own chances off of that possession.
It's a Legion side that looking for a bright spot to start 2026 after a tough 2025 a year ago. As Morgan said, both these two teams trying to get back to the Eastern Conference playoffs. Neither team where they wanted to be at the end of last year. Tampa Bay finished with 34 points, 10th in the East. Birmingham Legion 27 points to bring up the rear, as that challenge was awfully harsh, and that's going to be a foul and a free kick for the Legion. Dawson McCartney got spilled by Pedro Dolabella. McCartney saying that should have been at least a yellow card.
Yeah, we're going to look at it right here. Comes through, and the trailing leg is really what does it and catches him high, and just a tough tackle in this rain, and certainly doesn't feel good at all.
Good sportsmanship from Dolabella. Giving some apologies. Again, that rain is going to be a factor all night. You're going to see guys sliding quite a bit on this artificial surface. Joshua and Patterson get play restarted for the Legion. Trey Garthen tried to turn but couldn't with possession. Got a little bit of help from his buddy Tyler Pasher. Here comes Pasher driving at the defense. Romario Williams, top of the box. Defenders all around him, couldn't lay it off to Joshua. Birmingham still with bodies here in the attacking third. Can they make the most of it? Joshua on the turn. Diarbin and Dawson McCartney continue to work together here on this left side. Of course, McCartney, a guy who's played quite a bit for Birmingham over the last few seasons, now in his third year here with Birmingham Legion. Duru, not quite on the same page with Pasher, but Pasher won it back, if only for a moment, before it went out of play. Fans, the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Fairly even start between these two Eastern Conference foes tonight. And historically, what has been fairly even between these two clubs. Tampa Bay undefeated against Birmingham in 2 matchups last year. The theme of last year's contest was late goals for the Rowdies. That was one of the themes of their year, to be quite frank. Tampa Bay scored 29 second-half goals a year ago. That included 5 against Birmingham Legion. 1 to pick up a point at home, the other to secure all 3 points here in this building last September. Both these two sides trying to get better about scoring first and in the first half. And a giveaway at the back there leaves it for Diarbin. Tyler Pasher running into the space behind. Pasher picks up his head. Dos Santos out there to greet him. Santos disrupts him just enough to force a Birmingham throw.
Yeah, it's good defending from Tampa Bay. Just a little bit of miscommunication. The ball goes through unexpectedly, and Tampa Bay's finding themselves, having to scramble a little bit to get back, and Dos Santos comes over and cleans things up for him.
Mario Williams keeps things moving. There's Washington working with Seth Antwi. Joshua. Williams, was he onside? Referee says yes. Flag stays down for the moment. Jimmy Garthen on the turn didn't like what he saw. Birmingham being deliberate here in the attacking third. Quarter hour gone so far tonight at Protective Stadium, a very rainy Protective Stadium. Side trying to find their footing in more ways than one. That's a nice find from Dawson McCartney. And Diarbin have been on the same page to start the night. McCartney has his pass cut out.
He was caught in a tough spot there. There wasn't really much for him to do. Tampa Bay did a good job of defending and closing that down.
Cicerone leads the counter. His pass gets it back. Cicerone's shot is blocked. Credit to Bryce Washington, who put his body on the line, but Russell Cicerone almost created a goal-scoring opportunity by himself there on the counter.
Yeah, he did a great job of finding, and it's that pass right there, and then Bryce Washington has to come and get to Cicerone quickly before he's able to take that shot.
Cicerone, of course, one of the prized pickups for Tampa Bay in the offseason. Guy that was quite productive in his time at Sacramento Republic. Now in his first season in Tampa Bay. Back post ball, not a bad one, but a whistle and a foul. Actually a whistle, and that came from the linesman as the serve, the outswinging ball went out of bounds before curving back in play. So a goal kick for the Legion. Cicerone wins it back for Tampa Bay. Here come the Rowdies once more. Pass just a bit out in front of Carson Hinderlong. Out for a Birmingham throw. 17+ minutes gone. Rain continues to fall here in Birmingham. Credit to our crew who are trying to get all of our cameras back online here after the thunderstorms. Of course, had the rain and the lightning come through. Everyone had to clear the stadium. Some fans have slowly made their way back into Protective Stadium. Others are trying to stay as dry as they possibly can. Everybody else that's on the field or near the turf has been covered in rain since they got back out there. Players and staff and everyone were given the go-ahead about 30 minutes or so before we got play restarted. Long throw doesn't come off as intended. It's out near the Birmingham bench for another Tampa Bay throw. Birmingham fans, to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news, be sure to follow at BHM Legion on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Download the Legion FC app. It's at BHM Legion on social media and the Legion FC app, your home for all things Birmingham Legion FC. Full day of USL Championship soccer on 2026's opening weekend. Got a couple of West Coast games in action right now. This game was supposed to start about 90 minutes or so before it actually did. Glad to have some soccer here from the Magic City, and so far been a fairly even start as both sides have lacked a little bit of quality in the attacking third. Both have had some opportunities thereabouts. A couple of saves have had to have been made. A couple of key interventions on each side of the park. Snyder plays it out wide. Ostrom hasn't been shy about getting forward on that left flank for Tampa Bay. On cue, here he is. Ostrom, a left-footed swing. Colliette makes the play.
It's a very dangerous ball right in between your center back and your goalkeeper there. Colliette still going to be learning his center backs and how they are and what their tendencies are, but that ball is a very, very fantastic one. Very difficult goalkeepers and center backs to deal with.
Colliette, as you said, the reigning Golden Glove winner in Canada, kept 13 clean sheets last year for Forge FC. His team made a run to the CPL semifinals. Of course, the playoffs on both the minds of these two clubs this year. Trying to get back there, and that starts with getting off to better starts for these two teams. Each side got off to dreadfully slow starts, especially by their high standards last year. Tampa Bay got off to a 1-5 start in March and April. That led to the dismissal of Robbie Nielsen. That was 2 days after Legion FC let go of Tom Sohn for a similarly slow start. Joshua almost came up with an intervention there. Tampa Bay keeps the attacking move going. Ostrom couldn't reel that one back in, though. Of Tampa Bay's 34 points they collected last year, 23 of them came after Dominic Casciato was appointed. Rowdies were stuck on 11 points after March, April, May, and June. Birmingham Legion, meanwhile, had an up and down almost all of 2025. Success hard to come by in the regular season, but they found some in the Cup, in large part thanks to that guy, Sebastian Tregarthen, whose pass didn't quite reach for Mario Williams. Tregarthen, one of the major bright spots for Legion FC. The rookie a year ago was excellent, whether he started or came in as a reserve.
His sophomore season will be really important to see what he learned, how he's adapted into this league. He's got the pace, he's got the skill. He can make people miss. He's an exciting player to watch, but he's going to have to grow and get used to this league and figure out when to take those chances, when not to. So his growth under Jay Heaps, Eric Avila will be crucial to his future success in this league.
Schneider pulling the strings right now in central midfield as expected alongside the veteran Lewis Hilton. As Tampa Bay looks for an opening here. Approaching the midway point of our opening 45. Neither side has found a breakthrough just yet. Tampa Bay perhaps trying to change that here. Ostrom, another left-footed delivery. Washington heads it away. Joshua brings it under control. Duru.
It's a great ball from Duru.
Asher able to maintain it. Finds Romario Williams with a little space. Dos Santos quick to shut it down out the other side. Here's Dawson McCartney. Diarbin working on Kickoff on this right side. Cuts it back on his right, and his shot blocked away. Dos Santos wore it off his back, but it's out for another Birmingham corner. Has been a bright start in his Legion debut for Gevork Diarbin. Guy who spent his last couple of seasons with New England Revolution and Revs 2. He's been heavily involved to start tonight. Tregarthen plays this corner short. Pasher for Joshua. Joshua looking for shooting space. Hilton trying to close it down. That's not a bad effort, but just a little wide.
And there's another short corner from Legion FC. I know last year, I would say, as we were doing their games, they played way too many short corners. But last year they had the height. They had a different team. This year, they don't have the same amount of height that they had last year. And obviously not having Famo Kavita, he's another guy who's 6'4". Bryce Washington, who's in his spot currently tonight, is I think only 5'11". So that's 5 inches that you're giving up, and that's a big target to go after. And so when you don't have those types of guys to aim for on corners, you can play a little two-man game, three-man game. But I like the energy that Legion FC has put out in this first 25 minutes or so. But I really like how Tampa's defended and weathered the storm to make sure that they're getting their own chances.
Dolabella out wide. Cicerone has options arriving. Can he pick one out? He cuts it inside. Still Cicerone. Back on his right. Dispossessed. Dawson McCartney shuts the move down. Diarbin keeps it in play. A chance to show off the wheels before Dos Santos sweeps it aside. Morgan, so far that left flank has been where Birmingham has concentrated a lot of their attack through the first 24+ minutes.
Yeah, Diarbin's been bright so far, getting involved. You can tell he's the type of winger that plays on the left side, but he wants to try and cut inside and get it on his right foot. He's done that a few times. We'll see if he's able to start combining a little bit more with Dawson McCartney, because Dawson McCartney is a player who can get forward and create for himself and create for others. So, if he can start getting around the outside, it could be very dangerous.
Pasher timed the run perfectly, got the ball over the top, greeted by two Rowdies defenders. Diarbin lets Pasher get back on side. Pasher looking for Mario Williams. Dos Santos provides the second header out. It's a throw for the Legion. Joshua trying to turn, but to no avail. Lewis Hilton wasn't letting him go anywhere. A lot of things changed for Tampa Bay Rowdies this offseason. One thing that didn't, Lewis Hilton's presence. Now in his 7th campaign with Tampa Bay. Veteran of over 260 USL Championship appearances. Holding down midfield once again tonight, in on that challenge. And again plays it off the ad boards and out for a Birmingham throw. McCartney's pass deflected. Antwi almost got there. A big collision. The Rowdies come away with possession. Here comes Tampa Bay. Schneider. Dolabella lays it off. Cicerone right at Colliet.
Cruz making a run through the midfield with that ball and helping create the chance for Tampa there.
Haven't seen a ton of Sebastian Cruz early as Romario Williams is filled. Free kick Birmingham Legion. Another look at the opportunity here from Cicerone. Guy with a knack for goal scoring, over 60 goals scored in his USL Championship career. Dawson McCartney finds the right piece of turf to put that down on. Patterson trying to play the big ball over the top, waits for it. No nonsense, clears it away, only as far as Cruz.
See what you did there.
It fit, it felt like.
You know, he's a relatively new dad. I think your dad joke's got a little work to do, but
you know. You can continue to teach me as the season rolls along. Jamali waits. He's had to make one big save so far tonight. Otherwise, it's been fairly quiet over the last few minutes. Sebastian Cruz on the turn. Kickoff brings it down. Kickoff got the serve away in a dangerous position. Cicerone checked that Schneider couldn't quite hit it on the half volley.
Yeah, he should have done that with the first one. It was a much easier opportunity here. Kickoff does a really good job again against McCartney. This is the 34th time he shifted it and gotten a very good ball in. Hinderlong unable to get on the end of it, but again, Schneider coming through, doesn't catch it how he would have liked, but that danger from Kickoff on this right side for Tampa Bay continues to be a pathway for them to have success.
Fresh ball for Jasim Colliet at Birmingham Legion. Fans Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, player's choice. Birmingham trying to build from the back through this Tampa Bay pressure supplied by Hinderlong and Dolabella. Joshua out the other side, and Birmingham have successfully played out of the back. Dawson McCartney has a little bit of space. Plays it first time. Diarbin couldn't quite get on the end of it. Beaten to it by Kickoff. Joshua the header. McCartney was not able to keep that in play despite the excellent footwork.
Yeah, the pass that he just tried to slip into Diarbin just now, he underhit it. I don't know if it's the turf. Sometimes it plays faster when it's wet, but obviously the turf could be holding a little bit more water than it typically does. The amount of rain that we got earlier was just torrential. So players have to adapt to the pace of the field and how it plays. And I think he just underhit that pass a little bit, but there was certainly space in behind Tampa Bay.
Speaking of space in behind, trying to make that run forward again was Cruz. Dolabella says he wasn't the last one to touch it. Referee agrees. It's out for a Tampa Bay throw.
Yeah, Antwi over there not agreeing with the referee on that one at all.
See if Ostrom tries another long throw here. If he leaves it, looks like it's going to be the latter. He's going to leave it for Brian Schaefer. Center back on loan from FC Cincinnati is going to use a shirt, a towel, anything to try to get a good grip on this ball.
I'm real curious to see how effective this towel is sitting on the sidelines in the rain as he tries off a wet ball.
Not a bad throw. DJ Patterson deals with it. Trey Garthen near the corner flag wins Birmingham a throw. Well done for the second-year pro. Duru concedes possession in that deep corner. Birmingham fans, Legion FC return to action here at Protective Stadium this upcoming Wednesday, hosting Hartford Athletic for an 11 a.m. Central Time kickoff for Education Day. Get your tickets to that match today, bhmlegion.com/tickets. If you can't make it to the match, you can watch live on My68 or ESPN+. You can always follow along at BHM Legion on X for live match updates. It's Birmingham Legion and Hartford Athletic as Colliette makes a catch there in a crowd. Back-to-back Eastern Conference foes to open up 2026 for Birmingham Legion FC. Our old friends Tampa Bay Rowdies to get this campaign going. Schneider working with Cicerone. I don't think Cicerone realized how much free space he had there before redirecting it out wide. Ostrom working with Cruz once more. Ostrom. His cross falls for Cicerone. Couldn't quite bring it under control.
It's really good work from Williams there.
Good job by Schaefer to make sure Diarmid couldn't turn and sprint. A little more than a dozen minutes to play in our opening 45. Deadlock so far between Birmingham and Tampa. Dawson McCartney spilled behind the play. Referee plays the advantage. Diarmid working with Pasher. Pasher has an option to his right. Still Tyler Pasher, edge of the area, hounded by Lewis Hilton, finally forced to give it up. Birmingham looked like they had a 3-on-3 for the moment, but the opportunity goes wanting, at least for now.
Tyler Pasher couldn't get it on that left foot that has made his career so successful. Right on the cusp of 40 USL goals coming into tonight. But wasn't willing to shoot it with his right foot there.
DJ Patterson's pass doesn't quite come off as intended there. Patterson, Pasher, Fano Kavita, who will make his season debut next Wednesday. Those are really the key pieces. The multi-year vets are still left from this Birmingham Legion product from the last time that they made the playoffs back in 2023. Roster turnover started through last year. Mark Briggs' appointments after he was brought on there at the end of April, and then roster turnover continued into the offseason while Briggs was still in charge, and then when Jay Heaps officially took the reins in January. Dos Santos put under pressure. Waite had to get rid of it. A late whistle and a foul is going to go against Williams for a little bit of contact into the back of Nathan Dos Santos. You can see that contact here.
Not a ton of contact,
Not
but enough to draw the foul, and I guess that's all that matters.
Santos, of course, an experienced USL Championship player in his own right. Spent the last couple of seasons with Charleston Battery. Before that, Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Canadian has made his mark in this league for certain. Tampa Bay pushing numbers forward again here. Cicerone relocated out to this right side. His first touch a little too heavy, but still able to get rid of it. Get something to Schneider. Ostrom. Good touch from him in a tight space. Dolabella driving at the defense. Cicerone top of the box on the turn. Hilton had his shot blocked. Diarmid doing the dirty work defensively that time. Joshua wanted a whistle from some contact earlier, and now we'll get that whistle. Free kick to Birmingham. Joshua lost his boots, I believe. Yeah, that red shoe came off.
Yeah, referee tried to play advantage there. But here's the chance for Tampa. Great job. Diarmid doing the dirty work, getting back and defending. Then Shashua was away. Stepped on by, I believe it's Schneider there. The referee, rightfully so, allowed it to play on because Shashua had gotten away from the tackle, but brought it back when he realized that the pass wasn't going to get through.
Joshua, new-ish to Birmingham. Guy that was on loan from Minnesota United about midway through last year. Played a ton once he came down here. 8 starts, created 11 chances. After his loan expired, he went back to Minnesota. Minnesota did not to renew, and Birmingham said, thank you very much. We will take him and add him on a permanent basis. So the Englishman starts the season opener here to kick off this campaign.
And it'll be interesting now that he can solely focus on Legion FC and know that he's going to be here. He's not going to get recalled. You know, the mentality of that is just a little bit different than when you're on loan, because you know in most loan deals you can be recalled and go back if you're either performing well or the team has a couple injuries. But now he knows he's here, so he can really focus on what he's doing in Birmingham with Jay Heaps.
Good hold up
Legion squad.
Good hold up play there from Henderlock. Finds Cicerone. Kickoff. Unconvincing Patterson, but Washington was there to help out his center back partner.
It's a dangerous pass, but Diarbin had no other options from his teammates there.
Right back on the ball in the attacking third. Cicerone trying to pick out a pass. Hilton brings it down, looking for a little bit of help. Kickoff. This has been his spot all night tonight. Again, showing off the pace. Again, getting a serve away. This is a little too tall. Intended for Dolabella. Tregarthen spilled. Referee does blow his whistle for a foul and a free kick.
Again, we talked about Kickoff getting down that wing, whipping those balls, and he's done a great job of it from the right back position tonight. Forcing Diarbin to stay back and push Diarbin back, which is not where he wants to be, right? Any sort of winger, any attacker doesn't want to have a track back and defend that deep in his own third, but he's had to do so. McCartney has had the opportunity or had the responsibility of stepping out to cover for Diarbin. So that is certainly working for Tampa so far. They just haven't gotten the end of the cross just yet.
Good hold up play from Romario Williams, who hasn't had a whole lot to speak of in the attacking third. Birmingham on the break. Duru connects with Pasher. Pasher, a left-footed shot. Wait, had to be there, and makes a very important save.
It's very good work from Duru. He does a good job of using using Tregarthen as a decoy, who goes around that overlap there and gets it to the main man with that left foot, and Pasher lines it up, strikes it very well, but wait, feet set, easy save for him, a good height, but Legion FC knocking on the door here.
Second shot on target for the Legion in this first half. Tyler Pasher will provide in-swinging service on their third corner of the evening. Pasher drives it, waits, those long arms up to make the catch.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want from service on a corner, because it allows the goalkeeper to start a counterattack very quickly. In this situation, Waite takes his time, doesn't get the ball out early, but he would have loved to do that if he had a teammate available. So you really try and keep those corners and those crosses away from the goalkeeper when you can.
Miscommunication will lead to a Birmingham goal kick here. Fans, a reminder, you can watch the USL Championship in Spanish on Tu Dien, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Detroit City FC face off against newcomer Brooklyn FC on Saturday, May 14th, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Less than 5 minutes in our opening 45. Can either side find a breakthrough here before we hit the halftime stoppage? And it is going to be a foul and a free kick for Tampa Bay. Brad Jensen initially had waved for a Birmingham throw, but I think he got some help from his AR on that side.
And Schaefer does a really good job of defending in that situation, because he knows he's up against a guy like Diarbin who's plenty of pace, who can get in behind him and cause a lot of problems, but nods that ball away, and Kickoff does a great job of getting his body in the right position to draw that foul for Tampa and clear the danger.
Dolabella on this left flank. former NCFC man. He's been heavily involved early on. Duru, exactly convincing with that clearance. Tregarth, and a little bit more so. Dolabella brought it down. His shots through traffic, redirected off a white shirt. Out for a goal kick. Here's this shot take a piece of. Oh, right off the noggin almost to Carson Henderlong. So a bit of friendly fire there. Joshua held back from behind, and this will be our first booking of the night. Lewis Hilton is shown yellow. Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm. The first time Brett Jensen has shown a yellow card caution in this one.
And it's the right time to pull the first card out. Joshua gets away from Hilton, and then he just clearly pulls and tugs his shirt, stops the counterattack. But Legion FC, before the referee blew a whistle, we're trying to get the ball back into play very quickly. You can see that that's been a theme so far for them. They're trying to restart the game and get it going as quickly as they can.
Seth Antwi brought down. Another free kick coming for the Legion. Brett Jensen, our referee tonight, has been fairly consistent through the first 42 plus minutes. So what you would expect from a veteran referee of almost a decade now, over a decade, I should say. Duru working with Sebastian Tregarthen on that right flank. Good touch from Tregarthen. Duru as well.
It's good defending from Tampa there, forcing Legion FC back, because it looked for a second as though Legion FC might have isolated Tregarthen with his defender. But a good job of group defending from Tampa.
Tregarthen clips it forward. Tyler Pasture's relocated out that direction now. Joshua on his right. Dolabella making sure he can't get too far away. Combined 12 shots between these two teams so far tonight. Nothing in the back of the net just yet. Good touch there from Antwi to keep it away from Henderlong before he was going to turn and start running at the back line. Djarbin on the run, on the back of Schaefer, able to take it off him. Schaefer trying to win it back, and he did. It's going to be a throw for Tampa Bay. Word from down below is 1 minute of added time is coming to close this first half. That's about what we would expect. Haven't really had a whole lot in the way of delays.
I wouldn't have expected anything more, to be honest. It's been a pretty clean game. Ball's been in play for almost the entire time, it feels like.
Duru tracks that down. Birmingham will rebuild things from back here. Could be the last real passage of play we have in this opening 45 minutes. Good touch there from Joshua McCartney, trying to play Djarbin in behind instead. Dom Casiato makes a clean two-handed catch. Good to see the manager get involved. Ball just skidded along that wet turf into the Birmingham bench. And it is confirmed by our fourth official. 1 minute of added time to close this first half, brought to you by UAB Medicine. So we'll see if there is anything left this opening half with the added minutes, or will we go into the break deadlocked? Chance perhaps here. Cruz couldn't quite get it to Henderlong. Had to get around at least a couple of black shirts, but job defending not done yet. Hilton redirects it back out wide. Cicerone 1v1 with McCartney. Opportunity for Snyder. Top of the box. That shot blocked. Cruz couldn't get much on it as he was going to the turf. Dos Santos from way out there. Came nowhere near the target.
Looks like some more friendly fire from Tampa there. Looks like Henderlong is getting in the way.
Another decent opportunity there for the Rowdies, but it goes wanting, and that will be the end of our first half. Nothing to separate these two sides so far, and Morgan 0-0 after 45 minutes feels like a fairly fair scoreline.
I would totally agree with that. I think Legion FC have had more of the possession so far in the match, but Tampa Bay has had a lot of success down the right side and have created a couple chances where they haven't pulled the trigger. I think Casciato had talked to us about being clinical and taking those chances. I think that's going to be his speech at halftime.
Speaking of halftime, don't go anywhere. Coming up, we got to look at some of the newbies in the USL Championship with the expansion here this season. Plus, we're going to look at some halftime highlights, stats, and more. Our score at the break here in Birmingham: Tampa Bay 0, Birmingham Legion 0. More from our coverage of opening weekend in this 2026 USL Championship season right after this.
In Alabama, we take care of each other. We show up and work hard for the people who count on us. Now, Alabama is showing up for you with clinical genetic testing free for adults in our state. So you learn about your health risks before they become a problem. No cost, no insurance. For your heart, family, and future. Catalyst.
We are Altec, Birmingham-based since 1929. We set the gold standard in equipment and services that connect us to the power and communications we all need. From bucket trucks to digger derricks, the equipment we make helps our customers and our communities dig deeper and reach higher. We're a team. We're a family. We're looking for someone just like you. Hammer down and team up with Altec. Learn more at jobs.altec.com.
As we embark on another long journey to USL titles in the Championship and League One, contenders are now joined by even more contenders. 2026 opens the door to 7 new clubs, 2 in the Championship, 5 in League One. Sporting Jacks and Brooklyn FC joined the Eastern Conference in the Championship, increasing the league total to 25 clubs. And another record for League One, with AC Boise, Corpus Christi FC, Fort Wayne FC, New York Cosmos, and Sarasota Paradise matching the expansion record of 5 teams just last year. It makes an interesting challenge for all League One teams with playoff expectations, beginning with defending champion One Knoxville. And head coach Ian Fuller loves the challenge.
What is different this year about preparations for expansion clubs, which means more travel, more talent coming into the league?
Yeah, you have to be ready for anything in this league. Yeah. Almost every league in North America is like this. You're going to have expansion teams, a lot of different players. We've got a lot of new players, and we're going to face a lot of new players in the league and some new clubs and some new venues. It's kind of just the trickiness of this league.
Do teams coming in just because they're new doesn't mean they're at a disadvantage against, well-oiled teams like yours?
No, certainly you've got coaches that have coached in the league and done really, really well come in and with expansion teams. So, you've got a lot of players that have played in the league and played in higher leagues. You're going to have some really difficult opponents, even though they are expansion teams.
Last season, FC Naples finished 4th in the League One standings, one of 2 expansion teams to make the postseason. A tough task for new clubs this year as League One grows to 17 clubs.
Oh, what a strike!
it's the season opener of the USL Championship.
No time like the present for these teams to make a statement and begin the campaign on the right foot.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This spring, stay 3 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
This week on USL All Access, the games are back, and Marlon LeBlanc's Brooklyn FC take the field for the first time. We chat with him exclusively on SiriusXM FC.
He'll break down the total build with General Manager Brian McBride. We're going to preview the Western Conference, tell you who made the biggest moves in the offseason.
Every Tuesday, USL All Access on SiriusXM FC, and the next day on the USL YouTube page.
It is halftime in the USL Championship. We hope you're enjoying your match so far. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at some of the headlines for this week. A ton of roster movement during the offseason saw Lexington SC set records with player signings. Midfielder Aaron Malloy signed a 6-figure deal just ahead of another big addition, forward Philip Goodrum. And the championship welcomes 2 new clubs, Sporting Jacks and Brooklyn FC, who boasts its own big signing during the offseason, last year's Golden Boot winner in League One, J.C. Obregon. We have many storylines to watch, including one of the championship's rising stars, Sacramento Republic midfielder Blake Willie. 18 years old and a busy player for Sac Republic, Willie had the honor of playing for the U.S. under-18 national team last year. All right, upcoming matches presented in Spanish on 2DN. Next Saturday, a 4 p.m. Eastern start, Detroit City hosting Brooklyn FC. Then Wednesday, the 25th, Lexington SC hosts Brooklyn at 7 Eastern. And on Saturday, the 28th, another 4 p.m. Eastern match at Detroit City, this time against Charleston Battery. That's a look at the headlines for this week. Let's get you back to your match for the second half.
Welcome back here to Birmingham, Alabama, home to Birmingham Legion. Got it up, scoreless so far, taking on Tampa Bay Rowdies here in each side's first game of 2026. Of course, it's already been a busy weekend across the USL Championship landscape. Everybody opening up their seasons as we look at our out-of-town scores so far. Our good friend Alex Crognale has one of the 2 San Antonio goals in a 2-1 game San Antonio leads that they're about to put away against Phoenix Rising. But Morgan, perhaps more pertinent for Birmingham Legion fans, their opponent on Wednesday, Hartford Athletic, got all over Sporting Jacks today.
They sure did, and a rough introduction for Sporting Jacks into the league, but Hartford seemingly picking up where they left off last year. They were one of the hottest teams on the back half of that season. Clearly not missing any beats to start this one.
No question about it. Meanwhile, a trio of Cali games here on ESPN Plus. Monterey Bay hosting Oakland Roots, Orange County and Las Vegas Lights, and Irvine And at Heart Health Park in Sacramento, 20 minutes gone by between Sacramento Republic and FC Tulsa. Again, all those contests over on ESPN Plus to wrap up a busy Saturday night here in the USL Championship. Morgan at halftime, scoreless so far between Birmingham and Tampa Bay. Each side, though, have had their opportunities. They combined 14 shots already.
Yeah, just haven't been a ton on target. You see only 4 out of those 14 have been on target. I think that in the second half, you're going to see players continue to take chances, take shots, but hopefully they're able to create a little bit more that has a better chance of getting into the back of the net, if you will.
We'll see which one of these two teams finds a breakthrough first. Scoreless so far between Birmingham Legion and Tampa Bay Rowdies. How long does it stay that way? We'll see which one of these two teams gets off to the races in the second half. Barber Motorsport Park not too far away from Protective Stadium. Second 45 minutes on the other side of one more timeout.
We are Altec, Birmingham-based since 1929. We set the gold standard in equipment and services that connect us to the power and communications we all need. From bucket trucks to digger derricks, the equipment we make helps our customers and our communities dig deeper and reach higher. We're a team. We're a family. We're looking for someone just like you. Hammer down and team up with Altec. Learn more at jobs.altec.com.
Welcome back to Birmingham, Alabama, Protective Stadium. There we are, up here. We're the driest people here at Protective Stadium. Everybody else has been soaked by a downpour so far. 45 minutes gone by between Tampa Bay Rowdies and Birmingham Legion. Morgan, as we look at some highlights, neither side has found breakthrough yet, but there have been opportunities.
Yes, there certainly have. We talked about having 14 shots not being on target, 10 of them not being on target. There was one of them. Here's Cicerone, does a great job, plays a great pass in the header long, and Bryce Washington from Birmingham comes out and does a good job of blocking that. Cicerone needs another chance, hits it straight to the goalkeeper for Legion. But then here a chance for Tampa. I think this was their best chance. You get a ball knotted down from your teammate and you walk on and you decide to pass it instead of strike it. And this is Schneider coming in and decides to make a couple cute passes. You're a defensive midfielder. Just walk through and put your laces through that and get your chance on goal. Instead, they make a couple passes and the chance goes wanting. But Legion FC have done a very good job of pressing very high and winning the ball and creating their best chances from this. This was only in the 3rd minute. Pasher and Diarbin combined after taking the ball off of Tampa Bay from high press early on, and then able to create that chance. The best one that they had, but Waite was equal to the task, able to make that save. But neither goalkeeper have had to make a fantastic save yet. I think that's coming. Both these teams were really good in the second half last year. I think that theme may continue tonight.
To your point, Tampa Bay 29 second half goals last year. They scored just 14 first half goals all of last year. But all those second half goals helped them rescue a bunch of points, especially from losing positions. And it looks like Tampa Bay are the team that have made a sub here at the break. We'll wait for the official announcement. Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion, it looks like their 11 will stay the same. Lewis Hilton got shown a yellow card there late in that opening 45 minutes. I believe he has been the man that has been subbed off. Marco Micheletto, the Italian, acquired from Colorado Springs this offseason, has joined that white and green and gold huddle. I believe that is the swap for Tampa Bay Rowdies. Brad Jensen, our referee, making sure everybody is good to go. Birmingham Legion, all black head to toe. Tampa Bay Rowdies, traditional looking green and yellow and white. Birmingham Legion have overloaded that left side as we get this second 45 minutes underway from Protective Stadium. Blake Gardner, Morgan Copes here with you. Glad to have you with us. Glad we could play soccer after a long thunderstorm. And right away to start the second half for Mario Williams was brought to the ground. Free kick for the Legion. Here at the contact.
An elbow catches him in the side of the head. Not comfortable.
Pedro Delabella is the offending party. So a set piece opportunity here for the Legion straight away. Brought to you by Birmingham Freightliner. Here, Jamali Wade trying to get everybody in a white shirt on the same page. Trey Garthen is going to be the one to hit this after all. Didn't really clear the first defender. Cicerone got to head to it to clear it away from danger. It's played out of play. It'll belong to the Rowdies. Tampa Bay's real first possession of the second half. Rowdies looking for a second half breakthrough. Sebastian Cruz finds Cicerone. He's looking for a shooting lane. Instead lays it off. Cruz couldn't quite get it back to him. Convincing clearance in the end from Diarbian. Dolabella on the turn. Tampa Bay restart their attacking move. Cruz. Ostrom working with Micheletto. Again, the man that just came on to start this second half. Micheletto had that pass sent right back where it came from, and it was last touched by Tampa Bay. It'll belong to Birmingham. So a throw for the Legion. Leo Duru, again, the man just announced on loan as of this morning from Blackburn Rovers. 21-year-old lobs it back into play. Again, more possession here for Tampa Bay Rowdies. This time a lot of space for Dion Acuff. Was his first touch too heavy? It was, but he got it back. Acuff with more space and time to serve. Can he pick a pass? Cruz lays it off. The shot goes wanting.
Once again, Tampa Bay getting down that right side. Acuff has been instrumental in their opportunities so far today. He and Cicerone have done the lion's share of creating. And this is another, just a fantastic little layoff for, let's see, who is it?
It's Micheletto, the sub.
Micheletto, who just came on, and as he struck it, he almost leaned away to celebrate as if he knew he had scored, and just didn't quite get his foot around it enough to ruffle the back of the old onion bag.
Marco Micheletto scored in this building against Birmingham Legion last year as a member of Colorado Springs. His goal, the difference in a 1-0 victory. Duru shoulders it out of play. It'll be a Birmingham throw, and Seth Antwi is the man that's down.
Dolabella going in again hard with another tackle. He's found himself getting into a few of them tonight.
Antwi pairing in midfield tonight for Birmingham with Sam Shashua. And coming over after spending the last couple of seasons with St. Louis City 2. Again, a whistle and a foul here, this time free kick for Tampa Bay. Rowdies an opportunity perhaps to use this as a set piece opportunity right in front of Coach Casciato. Instead they'll play it short. Get play restarted. So much of what the Rowdies have done has flown through Dion Akoff, the veteran right back, swinging 6 or 7 crosses to this point. Good defending that time from Duru, and trying to win Birmingham a free kick. Instead, clears it up the line. Mario Williams into that challenge, trying to win possession, did not do so fairly, says the referee. Free kick Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he kind of came in from a little bit behind Dos Santos there. Caught him just enough in the back to give away the foul, but Tampa Bay looked to be the brighter side the first 5 or 6 minutes of this second half.
Rowdies coming off an excellent preseason, as Coach Casciano told us. Slight favorites in this one coming into the night. And all the new additions to this roster, combined with the way that the Rowdies played near the tail end of last year. Again, just 11 points for the first 3+ months of the year, but they collected more post Casciato's appointments. Now with a totally revamped roster, saw just 4 players returning from a year ago. While not everybody is fully healthy and ready at the outset of the campaign, a fully weaponized Tampa Bay certainly appears to be a playoff contender. Akoff, 1v1 with McCartney. Jordan over to help. Dolabella. He'll whip in a serve. Not a bad ball. Henderlong got a piece of it. And a second header from Cruz right at Colliette.
That's a service Henderlong has been waiting for. He's a taller center forward, wanting to get service so he can get up and head him on goal. And he gets the service and doesn't quite get up high enough in order to knot it down to trouble Colliette. But you can see that Tampa Bay are still continuing to utilize that right side and take advantage of the matchups they have over there tonight.
Jarbin wins a free kick, much to the dismay of Brian Schaefer, as the rain continues to fall down, even with a bit more severity over the last minute or so. And we've got nothing but rain since about 6:45 Central Time. It's been about 3 hours now of just a pretty consistent downpour. At least the lightning is gone. Stray Garthen trying to touch it around Ostrom. He wins free kick instead. Or a throw, pardon me. Birmingham recycle possession. Fan soccer season is here. It's SeatGeek. It's the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. Lovely play there from Shashua. Here's Dawson McCartney. And Yarbin have been the pair on that side of the park. Shashua, a bit of space. Couldn't quite get it through to Romario Williams. Duru looking for a little bit of help.
Shashua, sorry, missed an opportunity to play McCartney in. I felt there that it's been on for quite some time. McCartney's finding himself in a really good pockets over there, and they're not playing him, or he's not pressing into that area to get it. And Shashua decided to swap the field instead. But that space over there for Diarbin and McCartney to get into is open, but you know they haven't exploited it.
Like you said earlier tonight, both those guys pretty attack-minded. Seen Diarbin get at this Tampa Bay backline quite a bit tonight, but McCartney, a guy who can do damage in the attacking third as well. A guy who scored 5 times, set up 8 other goals in his first 2 seasons here in Birmingham, that despite missing some time with injury. Another throw coming here for the Rowdies. 9 minutes into the second half. Header from Ostrom. Hender Long trying to hold it up. Micheletto out the other side, but it hits with well too much pace. Pitter patter of the rain. Consistent presence tonight. Trey Garthen trying to bring that down. Did so, but couldn't connect with Pasher. Falls back for the second-year pro. Dos Santos using his body to shield it away from Diarbin.
Legion FC will be unbalanced now with Diarbin going over to the right side of their attack. Now where the ball is where they're going to be unbalanced. Shashua is having to slide out to the left here. Tampa Bay, I would have gone straight back to Kickoff and Cicerone down that right side, knowing that Legion FC were a little bit out of shape.
Schneider does go back that direction eventually. Kickoff plays that on a hop. Didn't have much space by the time everyone had gotten reorganized. Last time these two teams met here in this building last September, it was Dawson McCartney who opened the scoring, gave Birmingham Legion a lead. Birmingham led into the second half against the Rowdies. And Tampa Bay scored not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. An emphatic finish over the final 26 minutes of the match to take all 3 points away from the Legion. Are there more second half heroics in store tonight? Patterson able to get that away from Henderlong. Birmingham Legion have a sub ready. We'll see if they will make that now or if they'll wait till after this defensive sequence. It's Nico Brown who has grabbed a shirt and is ready to check in. Another man who was just recently announced officially as an addition to this Legion roster. Longtime member of Lexington SC, spent most of last year on loan to forward Madison. He's going to be the man to come on and try to give Birmingham some fresh legs as we approach the hour mark. But first things first, Bryant Schaefer again trying to do everything he can to get a good firm grip on this ball. Schaefer's long throw. Cruz got it back into the mix, still loose, and it's in! The substitute scores. It's Marco Micheletto who's got the game's first goal and Tampa Bay's first goal of 2026. Morgan, you knew at some point one of these two teams was going to find a breakthrough, and given how bright Tampa Bay has been to start this second half, only fitting it's Dom Casiato's side who find the game's opening goal.
Yeah, and it comes off of, really throw-ins have turned into set pieces for so many teams in the world now, and Tampa Bay takes advantage of the ball getting knocked around, Legion FC not clearing it properly, ball falling right to Micheletto. See, they got 1-2 chances. Questions of whether or not Micheletto was onside, but you see he takes a look over at the assistant referee to see if he is. They deem him to be onside, and there's not really anything Colliet can do about that one.
Tolabella got just enough on it to redirect it Micheletto's direction. Talked about it when he came into the match. Marco Micheletto scored a game winner for Colorado Springs in this building to take down Birmingham last year. As it stands, he might have just done it for a second time with his new team. Tampa Bay Rowdies 1, Birmingham Legion 0. With a little more than a half hour to play tonight. Birmingham Legion did make that sub official, by the way. Nico Brown on, replacing Dawson McCartney in what appears to be a like-for-like swap. Brown dispossessed, and the Rowdies are on the run again. Cicerone Trying to cut it back on his right, does so. Still Cicerone into the area, chips it. Micheletto couldn't quite redirect that one goalward. Colliet was undercut from behind, still able to maintain possession and hang on. Marco Micheletto scored 7 times last year. He set up 3 more. As a Colorado Springs switchback, he opens his account as a Rowdy from game 1. Now Birmingham trying to respond. Romario Williams, an opportunity perhaps. Did he get pushed in the back? Referee says no and waves off the penalty shouts.
We'll get a replay of that here in a minute, but Mario Williams, an opportunity on goal, goes down. We'll see if there's contact here in the next stoppage, but put the referee to a decision. There's no VAR in USL, so in that situation as a center forward, you don't think you're going to get a good shot. Maybe you go down and try and earn the penalty for your team and try and level this game up, but it's not called, so the chance is gone because Tampa Bay clears it away. But again, could have been an opportunity. Here we are, Romario Williams going through. Is there some there is certainly some contact from Kickoff. Catches Romario Williams in the back of the foot, which if there is VAR, that's certainly going to be a penalty. But again, there's no VAR in USL Championship. So Tampa Bay come away unscathed.
Rowdy's back on the ball here. Kickoff, a bit of space to operate. Defending to do for the newest man on the field, Nico Brown. Kickoff trying to let a shot off instead, to no avail. Kickoff has been bright tonight. He served in numerous dangerous crosses. That time couldn't get his boots all the way around that one. Fans, a reminder, if you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. That all on Sirius XM 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Referee with a stern talking to here for Pedro Della Bella, telling him that is his last chance of the night. Otherwise, he will be shown a yellow card for his next infraction. Birmingham Legion will be forced to restart play after Brad Jensen now does give the go-ahead. Another second half goal for Tampa Bay. That was a theme last year, and at least on game 1, it's continued here this year. Tyler Pasher, though, a chance. Pasher couldn't get his boot wrapped around that one either.
I like this from Legion FC. Very long ball. What a creative and fantastic touch Sebastian Tregarthen takes here. As we get to see this kind of spinning around, he's getting tugged on. Tyler Pasher comes onto this ball and gets the shot away, but nowhere near the goal. The trouble, weight. But again, Legion FC are starting to kind of wake up a little bit and create some chances and become dangerous.
Got to be careful going forward, though. Tampa Bay trying to get it behind. Couldn't do it that time. That pass too far out front of Hinderlong, but the Rowdies do look like they are prepping their second change of the evening. We'll find out who here shortly. Looks like Luis Perez has grabbed a shirt. Rowdies have made one change so far tonight, and it has bared fruit at Marco Micheletto. After Lewis Hilton got shown the game's only yellow card there late in the first half, Micheletto has come off the bench and made an instant impact. His goal, the difference as it stands. Birmingham Legion have only made one change so far, Nico Brown's inclusion, other than the late swap. Leo Duru, who was called for the foul there. Rowdies are going to go ahead and make that change now. Here's Luis Perez, who will replace Carson Hinderlong. Former FC Naples man comes off after little more than 63 minutes in his Rowdies debut. And that replaces him, an experienced one. Perez, 28 years old, but over 100 USL Championship appearances. Quite a bit of goal-scoring production with North Carolina FC over the last 3 seasons. Who was the last to touch that? The answer is Ostrom. It'll be a Birmingham throw. But Birmingham, before the throw, is going to make another change here. It's Kadeem Cole who's grabbed his shirts. And he is ready to come on, and he will replace Leo Duru. So Duru, the late inclusion tonight. His Legion debut is done. Kadeem Cole replaces him, 26-year-old Costa Rican international, making his Legion debut as well as USL Championship debut. Left-footed serve over the top of its intended targets. Orban couldn't clear it. Not a bad effort that time from Kickoff, just couldn't keep it down.
Yes, there's been some swapping around for Legion FC. Sebastian Tregarthen has gone to play as the right back. He did that several times last year and was effective in that position. It looks as though we've got Tyler Pashers coming out to the wide area for Legion FC, and then Kadeem Cole is going to be sliding in alongside Antwi, which should push Shashua up into the 10.
Birmingham in need of an attacking breakthrough, trailing by a goal after an excellent start to the second half for the visitors. Schaefer, Kickoff, running into the channel. Cicerone, met there by AJ Patterson, embodied off it. It's out for a Tampa Bay throw. Right now that clock ticking away and favoring the visiting Rowdies.
The remainder of this match, they're going to be very slow to any restart. They're not in any sort of hurry to get this game going again. They have the 3 points in the back, so really no need, but rinse and repeat here for Tampa. Schaefer drying the ball as much as he can, almost in the exact same spot.
Schaefer, another long throw. Couldn't quite get everything behind this one. He's still forward here for the Rowdies as now they regain their shape a little bit more. Schneider lost his footing, lost possession. Birmingham a chance to counter here perhaps. Djarbin, can he split defenders? It was ambitious, and Kickoff was up to the task.
Schaefer and Avekov have been very, very good so far tonight. I'm really impressed with Avekov and his ability to get forward and create. I thought he had a great first half. He's continued that into the second half, creating down that right wing for Tampa Bay.
So many guys part of that Union Omaha setup with Dom Casciato. He is brought over with him to Tampa Bay. Deon Kickoff, certainly one of them. And there was a stalwart in Nebraska. Cole out the other side. Go Brown, the two substitutes combining. Where does Birmingham go for a jolt here as we approach the game's final 20 minutes to play? Cole dispossessed. Cruz picks his head up, couldn't pick the right pass. Shashua not allowed to turn by Schneider. Morgan as quick as Birmingham were at times in the first half to get forward. Tampa Bay has quelled a lot of Birmingham's counterattacking opportunities here in the second half.
Yeah, they have. That's a great ball from Romario Williams out to Tyler Pasher.
Pasher taking his man 1v1, cuts it on his left. Pasher's pass it right back at him. Couldn't keep his right-footed shot down.
That's better from Legion FC. they can strike so quickly with the pace that they have, but Romario Williams does the thing that he needs to do and is able to turn in midfield and then pick a pass for Tyler Pasher to run onto into space. That's where you want to catch him. You want him to get 1v1 with the defender with the ball on his left foot, but now as we've got it seems an injury for Waite, who's gone down for Tampa Bay.
So now what the Rowdies wanted to see, their new goalkeeper addition down and appears to be grabbing at his right hamstring. Hopefully it's nothing more than cramps, but while he gets some medical attention, both sides will head to their respective benches. Will function as a de facto timeout of sorts. We'll see what the status is of Jamali Waite. Dom Casciato might be soaking wet, but he's relatively pleased with the way his team has played, especially the second half. Waite hasn't had to do much here since coming out for halftime, but clearly struggling with his leg. Jamaican international, his first year as a Rowdy, his 5th year in USL Championship after really having his breakout as a Pittsburgh Riverhound, pardon me. So the last 2 seasons, 12 clean sheets total with El Paso Locomotive. Making his Tampa Bay debut, and looks like he's going to try to keep on going here. Had almost 0 stoppages in the first half. First real extended stoppage comes with a little less than 20 minutes left in regulation. Birmingham Legion, meanwhile, have used the delay to prep 2 more subs, one of which the 17-year-old Ramiz Hamoda. Looks like he'll make his season debut. Now in his 3rd season as a member of Birmingham Legion, who will turn 18 in May. Guy who made 16 appearances, 16 starts last year, pardon me, across all competitions. He'll come on, so will Sebastian Saucedo. So it's Saucedo for Romario Williams, and Hamoda will come on as well. Looks like he will replace AJ Patterson. 2 more changes here for the Legion as they chase, at the very least, an equalizing goal, if not more.
And a further change for Legion FC formation-wise. So Saucedo or Bofo is over on the left side, which means Diarbin has switched over to the right, and Tyler Pasher has now gone up front in replace of Romario Williams.
So an attacking quartet now of Saucedo, Diarbin, Pasher, Joshua. On cue, here is Diarbin. Troy Garthen. Tight area of the park on this side. Antwi gets it back centrally to Cole out the other side. First touch for Ramiz Hamoda. Birmingham find that killer goal scoring opportunity here in the second half. Had a couple there in the first half, especially just a few minutes into the match tonight. Jamali Waite's had to make a couple of saves, but Jamaican International has not been troubled to this point since the break. Dolabella beaten to it by Cole. Troy Garthen tried to keep that in play and could not. It's out for a Tampa Bay throw. It's a reminder that eFootball is here. Now you can live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download it now on the console of your choice. Jay Heaps trying to push a few different buttons here. As a handball call is going to give Birmingham Legion a free kick back. 4 second half changes for the home side. Nico Brown, Kadeem Cole, Ramiz Hamoda, Bofo Saucedo. It's Birmingham chase. approach the final quarter hour of the night. Excellent touches there from Salcedo in tight quarters. Rowdies, meanwhile, in the driver's seat, looking for their 6th win all-time against this Birmingham Legion side. Brown carries it forward, trying to split defenders. Got some contact, got a free kick, and a yellow card coming out for Kickoff. Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm, our 2nd of the night. And a free kick coming for the Legion in a fairly dangerous spot. So Kickoff has booked the 2nd Rowdy who's been shown a yellow card tonight. It's Saucedo and Pasher who are giving this a long look here. The Legion trying to make something of this set piece. Saucedo clips it. Oh, couldn't quite get on the end of it. Chance to break the other way for Tampa Bay. Micheletto finds Kickoff on the run. Kickoff and Pasher in a race with pace. And Pasher does the dirty work defensively. And helps up Kickoff afterwards in a show of good sportsmanship. Those are two guys that can absolutely fly.
To be honest, I didn't realize that Kickoff was actually that. I didn't realize he was that fast. He can. Tyler Pasher may be getting older, but he's still very, very quick.
Deon Kickoff has had his fingerprints all over this game tonight in his Rowdies debut. That ushered to the corner, flagging out for another Rowdy throw.
Kickoff might be my pick for man of the match tonight so far. Clean sheet, created a ton of chances for his teammates so far. I think he's done a great job for Tampa Bay on that right side.
Kickoff looking for help, finally does lob it into play. Legion able to get it out of their own 3rd of the park here. More possession though coming for the visitors. 77th minute here at Protective Stadium. 1-0 our score. We've been that way since Marco Micheletto's goal early in the 2nd half. Free kick for Birmingham forthcoming after that bit of contact. And a bit of a dust-up afterwards as well. And a yellow card coming out. Birmingham Legion wanted to play quickly. We're not allowed to. Bit of a dust-up here. Kickoff, Saucedo trying to cool things down. Really wasn't the initial contact. It was everything that happened afterward.
Oh, took a swing there. Shashua has every right to be upset.
Now you can see why Sam Shashua is asking for much more than yellow. But Rowdies perhaps fortunate to not be down to 10 men.
Yeah, Perez, a little bit of a right hook there.
It's just a yellow card, the 3rd of the night. Free kick by Saucedo is played short. Joshua lobs towards the top of the box, and Hamoda's called for the foul. It wouldn't matter, he was offside anyways. And you can see Birmingham Legion head coach Jay Heaps telling center referee Brad Jensen that he missed that one. Molly waits, restarts play. The rain continues to pour here in Birmingham. Another high arm, that's certainly going to be a booking, and it's shown to Pedro Della Bella, who again was warned a few moments ago that his next infraction would result in a yellow card caution.
Yeah, he's had several tackles tonight that have been very rough and a little late, and so as you said, the referee has come through with the yellow card and has stuck to his guns. He's been consistent. I will give him that.
And now a yellow card has been shown to Birmingham Legion manager Jay Heaps. So the first yellow card shown to a member of Birmingham Legion tonight is shown to their head coach. Yellow cards brought to you by Rubio Law Firm once again. So Dolabella, Perez, and Kickoff are all playing on yellow cards for the Rowdies. Lewis Hilton was shown one in the first half, but of course he was subbed off for the goal scorer Marco Micheletto. Pasher trying to play it forward, not quite on the same page with Saucedo, who wanted it at his feet. Wade picks it up, slings it out direction Charlie Ostrom. Joshua, first time with Antwi. Birmingham back on the ball. Hamoda's pass under hit, picked off. Cicerone got there first, trying to hold off Nico Brown. Cruz, Schneider rolls it along. Micheletto on the turn. Micheletto squares. Washington got a piece of it, and a big collision in the penalty box. Referee lets play go for the moment, and now blows the whistle as that shot was saved. I believe it was a handball call there against Dolabella near the top of the box. Not the first time tonight Seth Antwi has been involved in a physical challenge. That time spilled by Sebastian Cruz. Less than 10 minutes plus stoppage time to play. Tampa Bay have led since the 57th minute. Trying to start 2026 with a road victory. Birmingham trying to do something about that scoreline. Diarbin held backwards and gets a shove afterwards after the fact. And this is probably going to be dueling yellow cards. As Jamali Wade's come all the way off his goal line.
Looked like he threw a punch there. Another one.
And all sorts of commotion now for our referees to sort through.
Yeah, Diarbin's got every right to be really upset with Ostrom there. That's just, I mean, tug and tug and tug and continue on it. I mean, any player who's an attacker that's getting away from somebody and just constantly having their shirt tugged is going to be frustrated. But Jamari Waite comes in, and I don't know if it looked up here for the press box that he may have raised a hand to somebody, and I don't know that he did. It just what it looked like from up here, but you can tell that the tempers are starting to boil over here.
So a yellow card shown to Ostrom. Likewise, from what happened after the fact to Diarbin. And a third yellow card going to the goalkeeper, Jamali Waite. Rubio Law Firm getting their money's worth here late in the second half.
Yeah, so here's the sequence. You can see Diarbin obviously goes and pushes Ostrom there a little bit much, but he's got, I mean, more than a fistful of jersey. And so certainly a yellow card for Ostrom, certainly a yellow card for Diarbin there. But then Jabari Waite comes in, and couldn't tell from that angle whether or not he raised the hand or not, but you would think you would be able to see it with those big mitts on, whether or not he did. That angle not showing what we thought we may have seen, but again, this is going to be a very contentious last 10 or 12 minutes of playing for these two teams.
So all sorts of yellow cards coming out Mr. Jensen's pocket here in the second half. Meanwhile, Marco Micheletto on the run. Pasher and company defending to do. Micheletto ran out of real estate. A serve over the top of everybody. Quite a few players now on yellow cards here for the Rowdies down the stretch of this match. Brown trying to break quickly, dispossessed. Snyder went to ground to win it back. Perez.
Very good tackle as well.
Cicerone, does he attack here? Working on Nico Brown. Patience instead.
If I'm Tampa Bay right now, I'm just taking the sting out of this game. just keep the ball, just pass it around, make Legion FC tire themselves out and chase you. Again, you've got the 3 points in the bag. You don't have to go get another goal, but take this sting out of this. Get out of here with 3 points. No more red card or no cards. And start the season with a clean sheet and 3 points.
So far, the job done by Tampa Bay Rowdies. Can they continue down the stretch? What has turned into a contentious finish so far tonight. Pasher connects with Antwi. Birmingham on the move. Joshua trying to return it to Pasher over the top. Schaefer heads it out of play. A throw for the Legion coming. One of the 4 substitutes Jay Heaps has made tonight. Kadeem Cole connects with Bryce Washington. Joshua working with Trey Garthen. Diarbin on the turn, out the other side. Hamoda. Saucedo on his preferred right. So much possession here for the Legion. Can they make it matter?
Tampa Bay's been able to get into a low block here, which means you've got to be very, very quick and crisp with your passes if you're going to get through them.
Not a bad idea there from Joshua, but his cross deflected. A relatively clean and easy catch in the end for Waits. Cicerone on the turn. Dispossessed. Here comes Saucedo. Driving. Diarbin absorbs the contact. Diarbin just wide.
Really, really good chance for Diarbin there. Does a great job of holding off the defender. Just puts it wide.
Fort Diarbin has been bright in his Birmingham debut tonight. Guy that was a proven goal scorer. New England Revolution 2, trying to bring that same touch here. His first season in the USL Championship. His side just haven't had as many key opportunities to find the back of the net in this second half as they probably would have preferred. Cicerone cuts it inside. His pass off target. Possession conceded. An opportunity where Cicerone perhaps could have taken that to the corner flag. Instead, it'll be a Birmingham throw coming. Dos Santos has had a solid night tonight in central defense. Say the same about Brian Schaefer. They've done the job. They've earned the clean sheet to this point. Hamoda first man to it. Saucedo trying to help him out. Does so. Pasher got to head to it. Diarbin trying to bring it down. Dos Santos first man to it in the air. Again, Dos Santos clears it away from danger. Saucedo couldn't keep it past 1-2 and a third Tampa Bay defender. Nicoletto fouled. Free kick Tampa Bay. As you said, Morgan, time continues to take away. Tampa Bay can continue to take what you called the sting out of these final few minutes.
Yeah. Every time you give up a foul this late in a team, particularly who's on the road, it's going to take at least 30 to 45 seconds out of each infraction, whether the ball's going out for a goal kick or you foul them. But they certainly will be able to milk this clock if they can continue to draw fouls.
Coletto's pass didn't quite get there, but falls kindly for the Rowdies. Ostrom. Cruz. Cruz a bit of space to roll into. Schneider keeps it moving out the other side for Kickoff. Schneider. Perez lofts it into the box, dealt with by Bryce Washington. '90th minute of the night. The Rowdies have led for about a half hour and counting now. Trying to see it out down the stretch. Can the Magic Cities team conjure a bit of opening day magic as we approach stoppage time? Find a way to rescue a point, at the very least, here at home. Rowdies prepping at least one more change as we enter the final moments of this contest. It's the veteran Lawrence White who's grabbed a shirt. We'll check in at the next available opportunity. First things first, the Rowdies defending to do. That's chipped into the Birmingham bench. Tampa Bay will make that change. So we get a confirmation of 6 added minutes. 6 minutes. Stoppage time brought to you by UAB Medicine. It's Nathan Dos Santos who makes way for Wyke. The Englishman comes on, now in his 5th season as a Rowdy. The veteran and one of the few holdovers from past years' rosters, trying to see out Tampa Bay's first win of the year.
Dos Santos coming out the field is given a little, he's limping a little bit, so you wonder if that's the trigger that caused the substitution in stoppage time. It's not uncommon to see a coach bring on a defender in stoppage time when you're protecting a 1-0 lead, but usually not for a center back.
Joshua cuts it inside on his right, couldn't quite get it through to Salcedo. Salcedo able to recover for the moment. Joshua on the turn. Diarbin offside. Flag is up.
He wasn't off by much, but you can just see right as this ball goes, he's probably a full body length offside. Very close, but not going to work.
As Birmingham Legion trying to chase a late equalizer, Tyler Pasture is limping. He's continuing to try to stretch out what appears to be his right leg. Birmingham need to be at 100%. Instead, might have a giveaway here. Flag up, though, on Cicerone. Dolabella puts his head in his hands.
Ms. Hamoda thinking of lucky stars there because it was a bad giveaway from the young man. I believe is off to Werder Bremen come this summer.
Reportedly. Hamoda on cue. This time plays a well-weighted pass over the top for Nico Brown. 2 minutes into our minimum of 6 added minutes. Home side chasing an equalizer. The visitors trying to see out a 3-point performance to start the year on the road. Cruz couldn't touch it around Joshua. Perez's pass off target, collected by Cole. Saucedo 1v1 with Kickoff again, who's on a yellow card. Cole. Saucedo's touch let him down. Dolabella takes it away. The Rowdies trying to go quickly here. Micheletto dispossessed by Trey Garthen. Cole the first man to it. Snyder cleans it up for everybody. Diarbin. Can Birmingham get numbers forward once again?
Need to do it quickly. Still picking passes and trying to play through the midfield. You know, maybe a little bit more route one right now is what they need.
Pasher carries it forward. Trey Garthen couldn't get a pass back to him. Joshua collects. On the turn, Trey Garthen pushing in behind. Wyke does the safe thing, heads it over the line. It's out for a corner. Everybody forward here for the Legion, save Colliet, the keeper. So we enter the 95th minute of the night.
Talked about Legion FC not having a ton of height, but sometimes you just have to want it. So this is that moment where you've got to go and get it.
Pasher delivers. Rowdies headed away from the traffic. Cruz on the run, trying to shield it away from Joshua. Cole back in front of Ostrom to win it back for the Legion. Less than 90 seconds perhaps left in the night. Joshua clipped. Free kick to Birmingham. Joshua quick to put it back in play. Birmingham had chances in the first half. Mustered just 3 shots total in the second half against this Tampa Bay defense. Nothing on target that's troubled the frame of Jamali Waits. Brown making the run in behind, brings it down. Trying to cut it back. Schneider was there waiting for it. Dolabella holds it up. Tampa Bay a chance to try to see out the game's final seconds here. Morgan, as much as we talked about the attacking pieces that this Rowdies team brought in the offseason, arguably just as impressive, if not more so tonight, has been the way they've held serve defensively.
Yeah, certainly. They've stuck together tonight through thick and thin, created the chances, and they've had the better chances of the evening. Legion FC had the penalty shout. Referee could have maybe given a red card to Perez, who's come on for swinging earlier, but take nothing away from Tampa Bay. They've come in and they've done the dirty work. They've worked hard, stuck together, stuck in the chance that they had to, and are going to go home with 3 points and a clean sheet to start the season.
Tampa Bay Rowdies on a stormy night in Birmingham come on the road and take a 1-0 result away from Birmingham Legion to open up 2026. It wasn't easy, especially in this weather. It wasn't pretty. And it got started a little bit later than everyone would have preferred. But after the thunderstorms came through, Tampa Bay comes on the road and gets the job done to start their campaign. Dominic Casciato's new look Rowdies group have 3 points. The weekend's first of the year. 1-0 Tampa Bay, our final. We'll step aside and wrap things up from Protective Stadium when we return in just a moment.
For every action, there's a reaction. For every late night check-in, every early morning routine, every episode that you just wish wouldn't end, there are thousands of actions making it all possible. From the little things to the big things, to the couldn't live without them things. There are hardworking people doing everything in their power to power everything you do.
In Alabama, we take care of each other. We show up and work hard for the people who count on us. Now, Alabama is showing up for you with clinical genetic testing free for adults in our state. So you learn about your health risks before they become a problem. No cost, no insurance. For your heart, family, and future. Catalyst.
Welcome back to Birmingham, Alabama. All smiles, the Tampa Bay Rowdies traveling party. 1-0, the Rowdies over Birmingham Legion FC tonight. It looked like it was all friendly down there, but still some leftover emotions being expressed from both sides as a couple of guys had to be separated down there. Morgan, it was a chippy final 20-25 minutes or so.
It certainly was. I think what set it off was you had Perez take that swing at Sashua earlier, and Legion FC players didn't take kindly to that, and nobody would. But it's been a stormy night. Tampa Bay have come in and have weathered that storm and have gone out of here with 3 points. Great way for them to start the season.
Final stat sheet looks like this. Tampa Bay Rowdies with over 1.3 worth of XG tonight on 14 shots. And Morgan, you see the 8 shots for Birmingham, but just 3 came in the second half when they were chasing a goal. The Rowdies just didn't allow Birmingham a whole lot in the attacking third.
No, they really didn't, and only 2 of those were on target. And both of those shots that were on target were in the 3rd minute and then the 40th minute from Pashers. So, just a tough one for Birmingham tonight.
Rowdies go back to Florida with a victory to start 2026. Here's a look at what's upcoming for Tampa Bay as they get back home for a couple to take on Pittsburgh and Loudoun. They get next week entirely off to see if they get MD Myers and a couple of guys back into the fold for their first few games at Outlang Stadium. Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion, Morgan, perhaps the only good news from tonight, they don't have much time to think about this one. They're right back to it coming up on Wednesday against Hartford.
Yeah, the bad news is Hartford. And they came out firing against Sporting Jacks tonight, scoring 3. And they'll be coming here immediately after their trip and will likely be looking to add to that goal tally.
So we'll see what Wednesday has in store. Again, a special 11 a.m. Central Time kickoff between Birmingham Legion and Hartford as the Legion play their second game in 5 days to open up this 2026 campaign. Thanks for sticking with us tonight. Get started a little bit later than we thought because of the thunderstorms that came through central Alabama, but glad we were able to play 2026 opener tonight. As the rain continues to come down here, it's going to rain a long time here in Alabama. Shout out to the fans and the supporters that braved the storms this evening and saw these two teams open up their 2026 season. Wasn't without some fireworks off the field that we'll have here in just a little bit, but there were plenty of fireworks on the field too. Some dust-ups, a couple of big-time opportunities in each team's attacking third. Jamali Waite, a couple of saves. But in the end, Tampa Bay Rowdies come on the road, get the job done. Dominic Casciato's club comes away with a 1-0 result tonight to open up the season. Thanks for watching our coverage of USL Championship Soccer. For Morgan Copes and our entire crew, I'm Blake Gardner saying good night and talk to you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.